This presentation will discuss a pilot music therapy study that took place in 2019 in the local neonatal unit at the Prince Charles Hospital, Cwmtaf Morgannwg University Health Board. I'm Elizabeth Coombes, the HCPC registered music therapist and PhD candidate at the University of South Wales, who co-designed and delivered the study with Dr. Iyad El Muzaffar, the consultant neonatologist at Cwmtaf Morgannwg UHB. This pilot explored the efficacy of a music therapy singing intervention at the Prince Charles Hospital neonatal unit with the aim of supporting parent-infant bonding, reducing anxiety and promoting well-being. The study received funding from the music therapy charity and the UHB. The presentation will explain the study and its benefits and make recommendations relating to the future use of music therapy in Welsh neonatal units. The field of music therapy has seen many developments in working with premature infants and their families in the last 20 years. Several high-quality studies, including RCTs, demonstrate benefits described in this slide. Mixed methods protocols are common, with a variety of validated measures and focus groups, interviews, or questionnaires being data collection methods of choice. Many studies concentrate on interventions being delivered by a music therapist to individual infants and families. These, however, are largely where music therapy is already being delivered and is embedded in the neonatal provision. In these settings, where a music therapist works regularly with families and the staff team, offering a variety of provision, this can also include support to parents to facilitate bonding, as well as working with staff to help reduce the stress experienced by the babies during personal care and painful procedures. The picture in Wales for this client group regarding music therapy is much different. At the moment, there is no music therapy provision in neonatal units for premature babies in Wales. Because of this, the study team felt it was important to offer something that could be delivered and set up as a baseline provision in the service. This would offer the chance for parents and staff teams to experience music therapy and for a protocol to be tested. It was hoped that if the protocol proved to be successful, it could be scaled up or other recommendations could follow from the work. As this was to be the first time music therapy was to be offered in this setting in Wales, it was decided to devise a protocol that could be used with many families. The content of the intervention was a 1-hour-long singing workshop led by myself, to which parents were invited. First of all, parents were asked to listen to a short piece of music and relax through focusing on letting go of tensions in their body and thinking about a more even way of breathing. I then explained some of the ways that parental singing could help their premature babies, focusing on the fact that babies can distinguish parental voices and prefer these to all others. I demonstrated how to sing to premature babies and gave parents some examples and tips to ensure that singing would be pleasurable for their babies and not stress or overstimulate them. This included explaining how quietly they needed to sing, that the melodies should be very simple and short, and that the singing time should not last longer than around 10 minutes. We practiced humming simple songs and making up our own words to tunes we liked. I used a guitar as a way of accompanying our singing so that parents didn't feel too exposed vocally during the workshop. The protocol was a mixed methods study, as I previously mentioned. Convenience sampling was used, with the intention being that both parents be invited to participate. 10 families were recruited into the study as they were admitted to the neonatal unit and fitted the inclusion-exclusion criteria. This figure represented approximately 10% of the potential group of families that fitted these criteria. These were that the babies should be no more than 36 weeks gestation at birth, parents should be able to speak and understand English, as the workshop and measures and questionnaires were delivered in that language. Babies were to be medically stable and not receiving intensive care. At recruitment, all parents completed the following measures: the Warwick-Edinburgh Mental Wellbeing Scale, the Hospital Anxiety and Depression Scale, and the Mother-Infant Bonding Scale, which is also validated for fathers. After the workshop, a questionnaire asking about how parents had felt before and after the music therapy session was completed. All measures and a further questionnaire asking about whether parents had sung to their babies and how they had found this were administered at or around point of discharge. 9 of the 10 families completed the study and returned all measures. Of these 9 families, 3 contained both mothers and fathers. It was very encouraging to see the results from the quantitative measures. As you can see, parental well-being increased significantly, with increases in parent-infant bonding and a reduction in anxiety that could be considered trends. The depression scales, as measured in the Hospital Anxiety and Depression Scale, did not show any difference. This study is the first of its kind in the UK, so these results are very significant for the development of this area of work. The full paper has just been published in the Journal of Neonatal Nursing. Regarding qualitative data, parents were overwhelmingly positive about the workshop. They felt the educational angle of the workshop was extremely useful. Many were not aware of how babies' hearing develops so early in utero, so that their voices were able to be recognised by their infants. The workshop session was deemed supportive and helped parents see that they could hum and sing quite simply to their baby, and that this would be very effective in helping them bond with their child and reduce the stress the baby was experiencing. It was great to see how parents felt about singing with their baby. They all commented on how they felt the baby relaxed and how much more strongly they felt love for their baby. One parent commented that the singing was something that he used at specific times of day with his son, and this was becoming something of a family tradition, a ritual, if you will, that he looked forward to and enjoyed. Although the challenges outlined in this slide were certainly present, in any future running of this protocol, these could be addressed in a variety of ways. We could perhaps collect measures online, which might reduce data management time, and provide a webinar also that could be offered to staff as part of their CPD. This would inform them of the study and mean that they could support parents in singing with their babies too. We also did not collect demographic data, which might have been useful and added further to the data set. Another issue was that the workshops could only take place when the music therapist could physically attend the unit, and this was also the same for parents. It could be that a live online workshop could be offered to parents as another way of accessing the intervention. This would open up a variety of timings so that potentially more parents could attend, and would also mean that the music therapists would not have to be physically present when running the workshop. If it was decided to develop a role for music therapy in neonatal medicine in Wales, increased access to music therapy would mean those who wanted to schedule time with the music therapist and their baby would be able to do so. It would also enable parents whose babies were receiving intensive care to access music therapy. We were delighted with the success of this pilot. There was a high degree of acceptability to parents, despite the difficulties some encountered in attending at the time the workshop was offered. Our next move is to disseminate this piece of research as widely as possible, so that there is increased awareness of the potential of music therapy to play a part in neonatal work. In addition to this, We are exploring scaling up and modifying the singing unit in Wales to provide an innovative piece of work that has proven benefits and will be UK leading. Thank you for listening. We welcome any comments or inquiries about the work.